Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Evo Complete. Today we're back on Neo Isles of Siren. It's HyperONE versus Tiptoe. It's an island map. Top right, it's going to be a Brood War Zerg player. It is HyperONE, and on the bottom left, it's going to be a StarCraft 2 Zerg player, Tiptoe. So StarCraft 2 versus Brood War here today. Spinning trophy from an in-game tournament that he won, and a spinning viola logo. All right, man. So let's go ahead and see how StarCraft 2 Zerg stacks up against Brood War Zerg here today. I feel like I'm uniquely qualified to cast StarCraft Evolution, man. For more information, look in the link for a description to see how you can get it. And yeah, here we are on the Neo Isles of Siren. I always have a hard time pronouncing and getting that name right because it's a really long one. But what's interesting here is there's this mineral wall, but if you head over this way, you can actually sneak out and get a hatch right here. But I guess what he wants to do is mine out because you have easier access to a base here and access to a base here to go for that hatch first. Yeah, see, look, Tiptoe went all the way around, right? Did actually mine through the middle here. You could probably honestly get away with a 3 hatch before pool opening here. It's an island map ZVZ, folks. Weird stuff is brewing. Weird stuff is brewing. So yeah, this is StarCraft Evolution. StarCraft Evo Complete. It just matches up StarCraft 2 versus Brood War inside the StarCraft 2 engine because the Brood War engine could not really handle this, obviously. This is where it is, but it is made by people who love both games a lot. So I'm very curious to see where this game takes us. Both players getting their pools. That's a hatchery. Sometimes the logos up here for the Brood War units are like, what is that? Oh, it's a hatchery. Takes me a minute to figure it out. Love this hatch though. Actually, both players getting the 3rd hatch now as HyperONE goes down. Like I said, going for a fast 3rd, no big deal. You're not getting pool firsted on this map. It is an island map. You cannot cross this body of water unless you Nidus. Ooh, you can Nidus it. You can Nidus both ways, actually. You can offensive Nidus as a Brood War Zerg player, and you can just straight up use regular Niduses if you're a StarCraft 2 player. So we can actually get Niduses onto the other side here pretty quickly. It's a lot faster to do it for the StarCraft 2 Zerg because you only need Lair Tech for that, and you need Hive Tech for it for the Brood War Zerg. So, curious to see who's going to do that. If we get any Niduses at all, maybe we just go right into Muta versus a Muta, StarCraft 2 Muta versus Brood War Muta. I think StarCraft 2 Mutas are probably better because of their tissue regeneration ability, which allows them to regenerate health when they're out of combat pretty quickly. So you engage with your Mutas, you fall back, your Mutas regenerate health, the enemy Brood War Mutas do not. And that could be a massive help. But also, Brood War Zerg has access to Devourers, which do a massive debuff to air units and splash, and could be really good against StarCraft 2 Mutalisks as well. But then also StarCraft 2 Mutas have Corruptors. Well, not Mutas. StarCraft 2 Zergs have Corruptors. I mean, just kind of talking myself into all sorts of circles here, trying to figure out where we want to go with this thing and where we are going to go. So that's a Creep Colony. We can upgrade it to a Spore. Creep Colonies in Brood War are just basic buildings that don't do anything until you upgrade them to become a Sunken or a Spore, which is a Spine and a Spore in StarCraft 2. Yeah, and in the StarCraft 2 side of things, right, you just throw up the Spore or the Spine. You don't have to make the Creep Colony first. A Roach Warren's an interesting concept here. There is a lair, so our guy could be trying to go for a Nidus network here. Let's see if he does that or not. Because in StarCraft 2, you build a Nidus network, and then you can spawn a Nidus worm anywhere you have vision, right? So you have to have vision to build there. You can build it off creep. You can build it on creep. It's pretty good and super hard to deal with against players who know how they're handling it. Hydralisks on the way here from HyperONE. Brood War Hydras, pretty fantastic. Overseers here from Tiptoe. That morphs from the Overlord into an Overseer, which is a detector, because not all Overlords are detectors in StarCraft 2. Actually, Overlords are not detectors. Only Overseers are. Whereas in Brood War, all Overlords are permanent detectors all the time, and it's kind of awesome. And maybe a little bit overpowered, which is why they changed it in StarCraft 2. Spores do tons of damage to Overseers. Hydras do tons of damage to flying units too, especially squishy Zerg units here. Look at that blood splatter. Some good animation. You can upgrade the speed of your Overseers by upgrading the speed of the Overlords. which, you know, seems like that would make a lot of sense, right? Right. There's your Nidus. Yes, I believe in the power of the Nidus here. So let me know in the comments if you want to see more StarCraft Evolution, because it just brings a whole new angle to StarCraft. Combines two things I really love, and I understand there's not a ton of overlap between my two fan bases. The StarCraft 2 people don't generally like Brood War and vice versa, but you know what? If you like it, stand up and say you like it. Don't let people tell you what to do or what to think or what to believe. So I like the idea of StarCraft 2 roaches against Brood War Hydralisks. There's the Nidus. Oh, dropped a changeling down to Overseers can drop changelings that they start out as little goop balls, and then if you get them close to the enemy, it will turn into a unit to mask in with the enemy. So there's the Nidus Worm roar. Roaches are here. They have any upgrades yet? No, they have speed, and that's about it. So roaches come in, go after the spawning pool. Interesting target. There you go. That changeling just turned into a ling. Going after a bunch of these drones. Where are the Hydras? They're coming for it. The Hydras are coming for it now. Let's see how the roaches do against them. You have to get a good... Oh, that's a lot of Hydralisks. And actually, he decides he doesn't want to try this at all. So he's going to go back into the Nidus and escape out of it. And now he's back into the Nidus network. Inside the Nidus network here. And then he can make another Nidus Swarm and erupt it down here. And then HyperONE has to respond to that. This is so annoying. Oh, little Dropper Lord, though. Oh, so he upgraded drops on his Overlords. HyperONE did. What did he... Dang it, what did he drop over there? Hang on, before we get to that battle, let's see what happened over here. Did anything happen over here, or did he just... I don't think... Okay, nothing actually happened there. Never mind, let's go ×2 speed. Overlord, see, yeah, because in StarCraft 2, you can upgrade one of your Overlords to be a Dropper Lord for a cost, and then more and more for the same cost, right? But in StarCraft Brood War, you give your Overlords the ability to drop, and they all get the ability to drop. It's really, really good. Okay, so now we're back. The roaches are here, and the Hydras are here. So, I mean, that's actually a decent concave, bit of a choke there the Hydras are in. Do they have a range upgrade? Looks like they do not. Intriguingly, these roaches are a little bit lost. I'm not sure what they're trying to do. They don't seem to have any particular targets, but they can evacuate into this Nidus Swarm after killing a couple workers. Fine, I guess. These roaches have been told to rally somewhere across the other side of the map, and they can't because there's something in the way, and the answer is a bunch of water they can't cross. Infestation Pit coming in here from Tiptoe. He already has one? Wait, did we not lock... Right, so maybe he's going in Swarm Host then. That could be an interesting thing to make here. Little spinning Samwise DDA portrait here. What up, Samwise? Is he still at Blizzard? I'm not even sure these days. Not even 100% sure at all these days. Humatized Carapace on the way, which will give the Overlord speed here from Tiptoe. And HyperONE is really going mass Hydralisk on this map. We'll deal with air threats. We'll deal with ground threats. Getting in the Queen's Nest, maybe to upgrade himself to Ye Old Hive as well. Really surprised this Overlord's not dead yet. There we go. It's got speed, though, so it can run away. And now we're using the drop capabilities to do a double drop of Hydralisks across the map and try to see what they can do. So this is great. This is not just Ling versus Ling, right? This is not just standard ZVZ. This is introducing a lot of weird stuff because it's an island map and because it's a ZVZ. So here we go. We're going to unload these Hydras. Nidusing the center island here is Tiptoe. Big fan of that. Hydra's out with upgrades yet. They got a Carapace upgrade. That's pretty good, I guess. Oh, got some StarCraft 2 Hydras out here too from Tiptoe, but horribly outnumbered. So yeah, they're spitting, right? Spitting acid, whether it's more spines in StarCraft 2. Whoever made that design decision, I don't know. And he picks up, because guess what? The roaches can't shoot up. And he swings somewhere else and take advantage of the fact that the roaches also cannot fly. And this is pretty fun. This is a pretty good maneuver here. Ah, we got Ravagers out, though. I think Ravagers and roaches together are going to be really good against these Hydras. Without a doubt. But then more dropping over here at whatever this is, the third base or the fourth base of Tiptoe. I don't know. Big time hits on top of everybody. And then they come in and die. So 13 drones have died. It's not the end of the world from Tiptoe. He still has more workers than HyperONE does. Plus, the Overlords are getting all sorts of murked. I guess there's more Hydra stuff over here, too. So 17 drones have gone down. Still 56 to 53 workers in favor of Tiptoe at this stage of the game. So 4 bases here from Tiptoe. Still kind of sitting on 3 bases here as HyperONE, getting Lurker Aspect. That's an upgrade at the Hydra Den in Brood War. Anything crazy happening? Doesn't really look like it. Anybody going into Aspire? Anybody moving into the Pathogen Glands upgrade? But it's for Brood War player. So like Queen Energy or yeah, I mean it looks, or Spawn Broodling maybe. It looks like Queen Energy. If I had to guess what's going on there. We're gonna go for more Overlord drops. Again, could with the Hive go offensive Nidus. I guess the Hive's not done yet though, so I can't kill him for not using that yet. Looks like HyperONE did try to expand here, get that 4th base, but a Nidus erupted, and guess what? Units came out and killed it. So it's looking pretty good from Tiptoe. Very weird game for sure. Okay, high grounding it, making some Lurkers here. Lurker eggs coming in. Lurkers, for Brood War Lurkers, they do bonus damage versus light units, whereas bonus damage versus armored units is what they do in StarCraft 2. So Hydras are going to be pretty amazingly good against StarCraft 2 Lurkers in a certain amount. But I mean, they're just so squishy anyway, it doesn't really matter. I love the Hydra battles here. Oh boy. So Nidus Worm dies. Hive is done. Nidus Canal. Make a Nidus Canal. Come on, HyperONE. Don't disappoint the Falcon here. You've been getting Nidus all day. You have to show your version of the Nidus. He does need vision out here, right? He needs vision to throw down that Nidus Canal on the enemy side of the map. So he's doing that. He's at least coming over with a drop. Good Overlord positioning by Tiptoe. Recognizing what's coming his way. And then I guess, okay, Lurkers unload Corrosive Biles raining from the skies. They do splash damage. And they, whatever they hit, they do damage to buildings or units. Can be pretty good against clumped up units there, like these Lurkers sort of were. There's a Spore here providing detection, so the Lurkers can't really do much there. Unloading and burrowing. Unloading and burrowing. Unloading and burrowing here, and absolutely tearing apart these Hydralisks. Because again, bonus versus light here. Is there enough? The Spores are taking a lot of damage. Not as much as they would if they were StarCraft 2 Lurkers, because they do bonus versus armored in that situation. The Roaches come in. We pick up. We retreat from the position. Not happy about that at all. HyperONE, again, has an Overlord over here. You have to build Nidus Canals on creep, though. So if you could throw up a Nidus Canal there. Again, you have to have a Nidus Canal back home first. Just like in StarCraft 2, you can't just build a Nidus without any supporting architecture. Okay, here swings in yet another drop. And another Nidus from Tiptoe. Been a minute since he's done it, but man, are we ready for this? Kind of. A lot of Spores. They do bonus to Overlords and biological units, which Overlords are, and everybody burrows in. The chaos is real. Lurkers seem to be putting in some work. HyperONE's Hydras are active and alive here to this base. Looks like it's going to go down. Tiptoe is trying to deal with these Lurkers that just took down his Nidus. Is still 3 bases from HyperONE, and now it is also 3 bases from Tiptoe. This mass Hydra strategy out of HyperONE seems to be working pretty gosh darn well. He's got +2 Carapace. Looks like he's got a +1 attack, or is that range? That's probably range for them. Okay, Maiden Overseer. So now these Lurkers are in a lot of trouble, even if they burrow, and they do, and they die. Okay, excellent. Going to bring some drop lords over, maybe to try to evac out of here. It's not a good place to be. 3 base to 3 base. Here at 1337. We're going to start mining out here soon. This is not looking good for either player economically. I guess Tiptoe does have a bit of a mineral bank, but really nothing in the gas bank. 500 gas is not a lot when you're playing late game Zerg, right? Trying to snipe that Nidus. Tiptoe says, can we engage? I don't know. Absolutely not. Army value was 92 to 37, though, in favor of Tiptoe. Where is it? Guess a lot of it's over here. Is he trying to retake that 4th base? HyperONE has already started retaking his 4th. And I love sending changelings across the map when there is nowhere for them to go. It's very funny. So +2/+2 coming in from the Hydralisks from Tiptoe. The Lurkers will benefit from that upgrade too. Another Nidus coming up. I love that Tiptoe is making such amazing uses of this Nidus technology. And there we go. There's the eruption. And nothing's in the Nidus Swarm but a single drone. I guess we could maybe put someone in there. Whoops. Seriously, though, guys? Guys, where's your Nidus? It's all the way over here. Quick, get inside. It's too late. They took it down. There. Wow, that's weird. That is really weird to erupt a Nidus on someone's side of the map and then not have any ability to do anything with it. It's a really big mess up here. Tiptoe takes the center, or he's trying to take the center. We'll see if that works out. Tiptoe is tired of Nidusing. He's going to turn a lot of his Overlords into Dropper Lords and see what he can do with the drops. Again, 129 to 47 army supply here in favor of Tiptoe. It is a massive numerical advantage. And sometimes in StarCraft, numbers don't matter that much, right? You might have 129 supply of Zerglings against, 50 supply of siege tanks. And suddenly the Lings all die and it doesn't matter. So if you unload on a ton of Lurkers, even if you have the numerical army advantage, maybe you'll die anyway. So sneaking down here, Hydralisk sees what's up. Let's see if Tiptoe recognizes what's going on. Now his unit's under attack, so at least he knows something is down there. But he's got a big drop to fulfill. So we got counter drops going here. Is there enough back home left home for Tiptoe to clear this? Maybe with a couple Lurkers he can do it. HyperONE brought some of his own. Both players going for Lurker Hydra hilariously. And it's the unload of the century. Not here. Not here. HyperONE trying to get inside the main base. There's a huge unload area here. And he's going to try to unload right inside the main here. Well, and the natural, I guess, of HyperONE. Hydra Lurker on the ground. Massive hits. But at the same time, is there enough to defend against this on the other side? It looks like there kind of is. From Tiptoe, the Ravager's doing a lot of work there, especially. Yeah, this base is down. HyperONE gets knocked back down to a bunch of bases. Just a couple here. 3 of them. Overseers going into oversight mode gives them additional range on their vision and their detection. And yeah, the Hydra Lurker play here of Tiptoe is strong, and that's it. HyperONE GG's out. Tiptoe gets the win. He wasn't able to get as much done on this side of the map as he wanted to, and he had no answer to this massive Lurker Hydra comp on the other side. And to be fair, Lurker Hydra in StarCraft 2 is insanely strong. It is so good. And it's pretty good against Brood War Zerg as well. Anyway, man, that was so good. That was such a good ZVZ. Wonderful to see a ZVZ that wasn't just Zergling versus Zergling, right? Definitely mixing it up here on Neo Isles of Siren. And yeah, I mean, these Lurkers putting in a ton of work. The Hydras defending them. Hydras with great upgrades. Again, I guess it's +2 Carapace, and I'm fairly sure that is a range upgrade there from HyperONE for the Hydralisks. Although, no, it's the same. Maybe it's not. Maybe he didn't get range for the Hydras, and maybe that's part of the problem here from our guy. Yeah, if your Hydras don't have range, it's tough to make them work as well as they could. But great game there from Tiptoe. Really used the Nidus Swarm to great effect on this island map in a ZVZ, which again, very funny. And I would have loved to see HyperONE involve a little bit of Nidus Canal work, but didn't seem to be on his mind this time. Perhaps next time we see one of these, we will. But yeah, overall, pretty fun game. Resources lost, 23,000 to 13,000. HyperONE losing a lot more. At the end of the game, he had 24. Dude had 24 Lurkers? Where the heck were his 24 Lurkers? Were they all burrowed? They're just kind of scattered throughout his bases. But seriously, 24? Yeah, man, he's just... I guess that's not one. Wow, 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 wow. I guess a big chunk of them are over here. But they're not dead. How does he have 24 lurkers? He only has 27 army supply. This is wrong. This has got to be bugged. I'm going to go with that's bugged. Anyway, 39 lurkers died. We'll assume that's not bugged. 23 drones, 63 drones died from tiptoe. But at the end of the game, the man still had about 37 of them, which is a decent number to have, especially if you win. 24 roaches died, 108 hydras died on the Brood War side of things, and 24 hydras died on the StarCraft 2 side of things. So GG. Absolutely beautiful display of how to play there. And tiptoe gets the win. So that's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Evolution Complete. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.